Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the left to edit league settings. It's week 5 of the NFL, and we'll see Baker Mayfield. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Buccaneers and the Falcons under the lights on Thursday night.
Mere feet from where the Georgia Dome stood and the Falcons played for a quarter century. We're looking at the team's home since the 2017 season, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And just like that, the season has reached October. Joined by Brock Hewitt up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, I don't know about you, but I always feel like the smells start to change in October. It just really starts to smell like fall, smell like football, second month of the regular season. And these next few games take on a greater importance moving forward.
Gosh, I wish I had a sense of smell. Mine is so bad, but I love what you're cooking right there. And I love this stretch of games because it makes a lot of teams contenders and a bunch of the other sellers as the trade deadline arrives here at the end of the
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. And we're underway in Atlanta. Bucky Irving now to return. And look at this return. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the 7th-year pro, comeback player of the year contender last season in Baker Mayfield.
There were times, I'll be honest with you, Kate, that I wish I played baseball. Because you have a bad outing, like this QB did last week with no touchdowns, a couple interceptions. In baseball, you get to play the next day. You get to flush it right away. He's had to sit on it all week long, and you know he wants to rectify it here.
And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Second and 3 now. Warren once more. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Hauled in by Godwin. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
The give for the first time to Rachaad White. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down. Mayfield now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
This is Warren, headed right. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the gun, Mayfield. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Throwing, Baker. Setting up the running back screen. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
Kate, I was on the field with a young high school quarterback just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other and give him a chance to make a play.
Here we go, third and less than a yard. They'll go again with Warren. And he gets in, touchdown! The Buccaneers finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. On the return, here's Ray McLeod. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out in his 13th season out of Michigan State is Kirk Cousins.
And if he replicated his game from last week, Kate, they'd win 9 times out of 10. Last week was just the odd case where a 4-touchdown game wasn't enough to do the job. I know he's focused on that one pick, not all the scores he threw, but I'd focus on all the good he did and try to reach those same heights right here.
He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Play action now for Cousins. He completes it in traffic. Keeps himself upright. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons finish off their opening drive. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Koo with the extra point. And the Falcons start off well to tie things 7-7. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Set to return this, Trey Palmer. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Tampa Bay sending its offense out, their second drive coming up. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. They'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Stopped that time by Marcus May. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Baker now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. That heater is going to fall to the turf. Looking for Chris Godwin that time. And that brings up 4th and long.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? But we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Falcons will take over. Onto the field comes the Atlanta offense for the 2nd time. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they face 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. He throws a bullet deep to the right. That's complete inside the 35. All the way, and that's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extra point by Koo is up and good. And the Falcons take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. To kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Irving. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. 1st down, here's Baker. Complete to his man, Sterling Shepard. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He'll get this complete to White. He's got to gain a 6 there. D. Alford getting there for the stop. Now, hold on a second. We have a player in some pretty clear pain following that play. That's Rachaad White, who's getting some attention from the trainers. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Mayfield to throw. That's caught. It's Cade Otton. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Warren here from the gun. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Trying an inside give to Warren. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Stopped that time by Marcus May. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Evans, the motion man here. 3rd down, here's Mayfield. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's 2nd down coming up. On target to Godwin. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now here come the Falcons on offense. They have played lights out on offense. Scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. First and 10. Here's Cousins. He puts some air under a deep throw. He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons get 6 more on their early advantage. And we haven't even reached the end of one, and already that's the 3rd time that he's thrown them into the end zone. It's hard to think of a better start he could be having than this. Koo on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons drive their lead to 11. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Palmer. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First and 10, it's Mayfield. And this bullet falls to the ground. This one misses the tight end. So that brings up second down. Shotgun handoff to Warren. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Running it after the penalty. Has good room at the 35. And he gets it forward to the 43-yard line. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Baker now. That one's incomplete over the middle.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
The tight end going in motion right. Throwing again is Baker. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one doesn't go far.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Completed over the middle. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. The Falcons and Kirk Cousins headed back out to the field now. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together finding the end zone. Moore's got it! That's 16 on the pickup. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Cousins out of the pistol here. Connects on the crosser. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, Cousins. Short pass brought in. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They fake the handoff. Now Cousins. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, around Robinson. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. 21-10, our score. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back for our 2nd quarter. It's Falcons football. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. Staying with Robinson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Complete beyond the marker. And they take him down right along the 30.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that extends their lead to 14.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
On the return, here's Irving. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Buccaneers and Jaylen Warren headed back out there offensively. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. They'll start the drive with Warren. He spins right by him. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Looking right, and he finds him. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. From the gun, Mayfield. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. Chase McLaughlin now to try the Buccaneers field goal. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that'll get him back to 11.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Falcons are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Yaya Diaby brings him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Cousins. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Now Cousins on 3rd and short. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Play action now for Cousins. He's going to push one deep down the right. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out. Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Only manages 1 yard on that run, so now they'll need 3 on 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that extends their lead to 14.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Irving. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. First down, here's Baker. Connecting on the slant. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. A give left side to Warren. He's contained at the line for no gain. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain, and now they're just inches short for 3rd down. Baker now off the play fake. That's caught for the first. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Warren running between the tackles. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. A give here to Warren. Breaks the tackle, still going. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. A.J. Terrell making that stop. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Baker now from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
On 1st down, Warren. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Mayfield now from the gun. Hauled in by Godwin. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Chased out to his right. Oh, he's going to run for it. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that'll get him back to 11.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
Returning it from the 4. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. They come in on a little 2-game skid, Brock, but in control of this one so far. 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Dumped off to his running back. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. We've paused here to deal with an injured player, and this is a significant one. That's Bijan Robinson getting looked at after that play. 1st and 10 from the 41. A give to Algier on the inside handoff. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 43. Gets this one to Tyler Algier. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler. Gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Completes this one to Otten. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 21. It's caught, Warren. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
It's the 2-minute warning now from Atlanta. And it's the Buccaneers. With it, 1st and 10. Mayfield now, blitz coming. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. 2nd and 3 now. Here's Baker. Throw complete to Warren. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. Mayfield to throw again. Has the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers make it a 1-score game before halftime. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. There was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he found his man.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised decision, but when you give your receiver a chance, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust your guys are better than theirs.
McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. McLeod now returning it. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Falcons headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. On 1st and 10, it's Cousins. Setting up the screen. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 36. It's into the hands of Mooney. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st down throw for Cousins. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Now Cousins again. And he can escape no longer. They roam over and bring him down. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. That's the end of 2 in Atlanta. The Falcons really spreading their wings. They're out in front so far. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. Some great games on the docket for this first weekend in the next few days here in October. One being at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. The early start between the Jets and the Vikings. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on the New York Giants. And then on Sunday night, the national audience in for a treat. They've got a good one lined up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. For the Falcons in the first half, they were led by their quarterback, the veteran Kirk Cousins. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The home teams ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. He'll get this complete to Mooney. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10 from the 41. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. Short pass brought in. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the gun, Cousins. That's brought in by Mooney. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Robinson up the middle. And it's a 3-yard gain through the traffic. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play. 2nd down now, 7 to go. To the air, Cousins. Completed over the middle. And they bring him down around the 34. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Falcons will have a 1st. Now it's Cousins. That's going to be caught by Carter. And he's brought down at the line.
Man, the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Able to get it to Moore. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Has it down close. And this is down all the way to the 3. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one's complete, right side. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Running left is Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
On 3rd and goal, it's Cousins. And it's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Koo with the extra point. And the Falcons drive their lead to 11. To kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Palmer. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Buccaneers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. First down, here's Baker. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action now for Cousins. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's out of bounds, a little short of the 10. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 2nd and 3 now. Cousins. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Looks like play has been paused. We've got a timeout taken by the defense. The kick by Lutz is good. And that extends their lead to 14.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Irving. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. They put a receiver in motion here left. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Finds him over the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
On second down, Warren. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front seven.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. Throwing again is Baker. On target to Godwin. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Counterplay here, Warren. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 46. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They run with Warren. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Off the play fake, here's Mayfield. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Warren. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Mayfield now from the gun. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Baker now from the gun. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Mike Evans with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Buccaneers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. McLeod now returning it. This return makes it up to the 25. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. On 1st and 10, it's Cousins. Got a man, Robinson has it. And he's going to go out of bounds, looks a little short of the 35.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he'll get it up to the 44. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Falcons will have a first. To the air, Cousins. Short pass brought in. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. From the gun, it's Robinson. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Stopped that time by Jamel Dean. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 43. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Not on the same page with his tight end. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
That's more on the quick slant. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Cousins again. Got a man, it's Drake London. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They just get the play off. The throw is caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. It's the Falcons with the football. They're leading, but not by a ton. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the power. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, how often do we talk about awareness and it's always offense, offense, offense? Well, this is a great case for the defensive awareness. The ball went to a secondary ball carrier, and the defense was aware enough to cut him down for a big red zone stop.
Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down. Young Hui Koo out for the field goal. Pressure hanging over this kick. Only a 20-yarder here. The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
On the return, here's Palmer. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. First down, here's Baker. Got Evans, it's complete. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Escapes the puck. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. They send the tight end in motion. 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You know, that's a really good play. I know it doesn't get the first down, doesn't keep them on the field, but what it does is it keeps that defense honest. And I promise you, the next time in that situation, they'll have that run in the back of their minds.
And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. No return on that punt. And it'll be their football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. A give left side. Here's Robinson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
Finds his target, Robinson. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 38. Complete out to the right. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. Throwing the out route complete. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Buccaneers territory. 2nd and 3 now. Here's Cousins now. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Robinson on the inside give. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, Cousins. Able to get it to Moore. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. A handoff for Robinson, running right. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Throwing is Cousins. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's Cousins. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Picked off by Jordan Whitehead. And the Buccaneers have some new life in the 4th. Well, you love the idea here, partner. He challenged the back end of that cover, too. But it's the strong safety who burns him by stepping in front of that throw.
That's right, Kate. And I'll tell you what, that is about trust. When a D coordinator calls cover 2, he's trusting the strong safety. Yeah, he may be a little better at playing the run, but he's trusting them there to play the pass, to cover half the field. And that's exactly what he does to get the job done and go get that interception.
Here come the Bucs on offense now. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. One of the tight ends in motion left. Second down, Mayfield to pass. It is caught left side. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Falcons going nickel to defend this third down play. Baker now from the gun. And he goes down. The Falcons got to him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And the fair catch is made just about a yard or two short of midfield. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Now the give for Bijan. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you can get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. They'll get 18 yards there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. This time it's a passing play. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 19. Has it at the 7. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. 1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Tight end going in motion here. Back to throw, Cousins. He's got it. Touchdown, Atlanta. 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting it on the spot. And usually, when you reach a milestone like this, you'd love to share it with everybody else. And my guess, especially if they could find a way to win this one, is this receiver will celebrate it with all of his guys.
That one splits the uprights. And the Falcons take a 3-possession lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Palmer. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here comes their offense out again. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the gun. He's got a man left. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Godwin, the man in motion left. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Rolling into enemy territory. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. This finds Evans, complete. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Warren's got it, complete. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Offense in the hurry up here. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Escapes the pocket. He'll try and run this. And he'll go down here at the 16. A dose of the hurry up offense here. From the red zone now. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now it's 2nd down. Trying an inside give to Warren. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A gain of 5, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Buccaneers hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. 3rd and short, Mayfield. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Buccaneers get it back to within 2 possessions. Mike Evans with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Well, don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And the Falcons cover up the kick. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
Here's the Falcon offense headed out. And even after giving up the late touchdown, Brock, still a 2-score game, so you should expect them to be in that victory formation in just a few moments.
You should, but, you know, I just picture Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, the greats in this game, right, over the last few decades. You know, they grinded down every second, never took anything for granted. You got to finish it all the way down to double zeros.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Staying with Robinson. And he works it deeper into enemy territory past the 40. Tampa spends its 2nd timeout now. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And this was pylon hunting for a moment, but it's over the goal line and out the side of the end zone for a touchback. The visitors returning their offense, and this running back to the field. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Setting up the running back screen. Pushing it up past the 30. 16 yards on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. It's caught. Warren. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. Here's 2nd and 7. No place to go, so he just threw it away. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Looking to throw it. That's grabbed inside the 30. Buccaneers hustling to the line. They're in the hurry up. Got his target. It's Otten. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go.
And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers cut it to a field goal game. With 40 seconds left, you have to think part of this game comes down to this onside kick. And the Falcons are all over the kick. That should just about wrap things up here.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
The Falcons ready for their next possession. They're headed out now defending not a two-score lead, just a field goal advantage here. So wondering, Brock, is that going to affect how they approach a chance at closing this one out?
No, I don't think there's any question about it. Yeah, I think if it's a two-score game, it's run, 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 take every second off, and punt that ball. Not now. Now you've got to get to the plays that you trust and believe in the most.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Falcons defend their building and take the win at home. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance at completing that season sweep. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. A well-earned win for the Falcons as we say goodbye from Atlanta.